Hiya. Let's do more of the side stories. Balance. Natsuki. While Natsuki is messing with the orientation of her manga, in the closet shelves, Sayori approaches from behind and pulls her into an embrace. What? Hi. Hi. The drill club has been in full swing since Natsuki joined. Including her, the club is now comprised of 4 members, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. Each club member has received a day in the spotlight to share all their favorite kinds of literature with each other. Natsuki was first and shared her passion for manga. And then Sayori shared a love for poetry as well as how she goes about writing it herself. Monica, who has multiple literacy interests, started to focus her day on short stories. Finally, Yuri managed to demonstrate her passion with fantasy with a little help and encouragement from Sayori. After the week was spent on their presentations, Monica decided to give the club members each week to freely explore each other's literary interests. Sayori, having spent most of her time in the club's part Yuri fantasy books, is more rather excited to begin a journey in Suki's manga collection. I want to read with you today. Tell me which one I should pick. Well, it depends on what kind of stuff you like. I mean, some of the there's romance, drama, comedy, mystery, like all those things. Sayori reaches out and pulls a random book from the shelf and inspects the cover. Shouldn't the girl be wearing more clothes? You wouldn't like that one. In a panic, Natsuki snatches the book from Sayori's hands, places it on the shelf in a less conspicuous location. You really have no preference, and let's just start with something that's easy to get into. A lot of these don't start to get really good until like a few volumes in, and I wouldn't ask someone to make that kind of commitment unless they're already really into manga. I can handle it. I deliver Yuri's books at least. Well, I'm more considerate than that. I'm kind of impressed by your attention span if you bet that much effort into her books. No, I have the attention span of a donut. But I love my friends, I can do anything if it's for them. Well, okay then. Let's pick you something that even donuts can read. I didn't say I was a donut, I just said I had the attention span of one. Were you just saying, trying to call me sweet? You're so cute. How did you get into that? How did you get that conclusion? And don't call me that. Donut. Cute. How come? I just don't like it. I don't need a reason. Suki hangs the book from her shelf and closes the closet door. Someone asks you to stop, and you don't. You just stop. People need to realize that. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to hurt you. Nah, sorry, it wasn't you. Suki shakes her head while putting a second chair over to her desk. I was talking about something else. I didn't mean to get all angry all of a sudden. Suki averts her gaze and mumbles. You're like a nice person, so I wasn't talking about you. I still learned a valuable lesson. Sayori speaks softly as well, feeling shy after receiving the unexpected compliment. Well, anyway, here's the book. Just start whenever you feel like it. What's this about? Well, it's like a comedy, and there's romance too, obviously. Sayori looks at the title called Love is Another Word for Luck. A girl who keeps accidentally running into the same guys, and then you find out, well, you should just read it. You have to tell me what you think. I can already guess what you're gonna ship yourself with, and it would be funny if I'm right. I don't get it. Never mind, let's not worry about that yet. People do that? I thought shipping was between the fictional characters in the story, not themselves with somebody one of the characters in the story. Make sure you tell me what you think. Oh, okay. I'll start then. Maybe tomorrow we can do poetry too. Oh, yeah, I guess. Don't you want to finish this first? Yeah, but we could do both. Unless you don't like poetry, then I wouldn't be make you do it or anything. No, it's just, well, never mind. We can worry about that tomorrow. After the club meeting ends and Suki and Yuri leave, Monica drives up a conversation with Sayori. Got Suki to share some of her manga with you. I really want to become better friends with her. So enthusiastic and expressive. Could just listen to her talk. She's so cute. I'm not sure if she meant I can say that to her or if I can say it at all. Say what? Nothing. I'm a woman of respect. Suki is a woman of cute. Oh, I said it. Oh, well, it's so bad about that. I don't know, but there's one thing I'm kind of worried about. Sometimes I'm always afraid that Suki actually doesn't like me very much. It's ridiculous. How come you got that? That made you feel that way? Well, I mean, just like little signs, like how she only says hi to me after I say hi to her first. Like she only gets excited to talk to me about what is her manga, other stuff she likes. She just seems dismissive a lot. Like that when I brought up poetry. Yeah, but it doesn't mean she doesn't like you. Probably just shy, Maybe. My stupid head is making me worry for no reason. Let's do that a lot. It's okay. Try not to worry so much. Everything will be great. But you can always talk to me about any concerns that you have. I'm here to help. You're the best. Sorry, gives Monica a quick hug. I'm gonna keep trying because I love her and I want to get close to her. You got this. After the next club meeting starts, Sayori is the last one as usual. Trotting into the room, she sees Natsuki sitting alone by the closet reading what must be manga. Without hesitation, Sayori pulls up a chair and plops herself right down next to Natsuki. Hello there. Hi. What you reading? Can I read it with you? Suki pulls the book away from Sayori. You can't just start in the middle. There's are spoilers. Besides, what about the one I gave you yesterday? Sorry, I was just curious. Well, anyway, I've been waiting forever for this volume to come out, so I'm just came out yesterday, so studying. Well, I'll let you read it then. That's next to you, though? Sure. Sayori plops herself down next to Suki, then pulls out the blank sheet of paper. Suki reads in silence, save for the periodic flutter of the page being released from beneath her thumb. Sayori sighed, only the light tapping noises of her pen meaning the paper can be heard. Time passes, and Sayori's paper is filled with scribbles, and the margins are lined with stick figures. Suki lets out a deep sigh and closes her book. Did you finish? No, but it was a good stopping point. Head swimming, I need a break. Suki stretches her arms. Aren't you bored? No, I was writing. Oh, I saw all the stick figures and thought you were just bored. I like to draw those when I'm thinking of waiting for inspiration. I make friends with them all. It's sad because she thinks the night sky is pretty, but she can't look up at the stars in public without everyone thinking she's a weirdo. This one has the problems with his back, but the doctors can't figure out what's wrong with him. That seems kind of urgent. And projected. Or maybe like you should see a doctor. What the heck? You're a weirdo. When I read the problem or the poem I'm working on? Sure, yes. Sayori lines the paper over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads through the poem, furrows her eyebrows. Lines the paper back over to Sayori. Don't you ever feel weird just sharing all your thoughts and feelings with them? I mean, your poems are like really emotional. Is that bad? Well, no, just an observation. I think people can get closer to each other if they find ways to expressing their feelings. Well, Natsuki begins a protest, but then she can't find a way to putting her thoughts into words. Isn't that the pen more the kind of friends you have? I don't know. Each their own, but I've never met anyone I feel comfortable sharing my poems with. Not that it's you, just how I am, so you write poems. Never told me that. I just thought you wrote other stuff. Yeah, that too, but you should. I mean, would you ever want to share? Like I said, I don't do that. But we can talk about something else. I'm sorry. Not your fault. It just makes me uncomfortable. I can't help it. Still, I'm sorry. It's fine. Ellipses. Well, let's move on to something that makes us both happy. I didn't need the book you gave me, because I didn't get very far. Sure. Over the next few days, Sayori begins each club meeting by approaching Natsuki with unwavering enthusiasm. It's Natsuki. Hey, Natsuki. And the one club meeting at Monaco has been becoming rather invested in Sayori's friendship mission. There's an innocuous conversation with Natsuki while she packs up. It's cool that you've been finding time to spend with Sayori. She was pretty excited for the chance to read manga with you. Yeah. Sure you've been enjoying the chance to share it too, right? Yeah, mostly. Hands over her shoulder, but doesn't reply further. On your mind, nothing? I don't talk about people behind their backs. Natsuki falls silent, but she just fidgets instead of getting back to whatever she was doing, as though she wants to say more. I could share your feelings. That's different from talking about someone behind their back. I guess I just hate when people talk about me behind my back. I'm better than to do it to others. Monica shares a bird smile. You're really considerate. Fancy guess, but it doesn't feel like it. You can trust me. Suki stands in silence for a moment, still fidgeting. Feels smothered sometimes. I'm not used to someone being like all over me right after we meet. I mean, it's fun to hang out with her, but I just have no control over the pace. I can't just meet someone and instantly become best friends with them and like share everything about myself. It's not how it works. I want to chill out sometimes. Oh, I didn't realize that was happening. It's fine. Why would you have? I don't know, I just feel bad about it. I know I should have realized. Monica navigates through a tinge of guilt, which had surfaced mainly due to her being the one who previously encouraged Sayori's behavior. Despite not knowing her situation, Monica can't help but feel a little responsible. You want me to talk to her about it? No, I wouldn't like that. Well, I could, like, divert her into another club activity for you, or something. No way, that would be so underhanded and mean. Sorry, I didn't think that went through. Because I'm complaining about it doesn't mean I'm asking for someone to solve my problems for me. True, I'm sorry. I should just instinctively want to try to solve problems, even if they haven't been invited to. It's fine, I will talk to Sayori about it, but it would make things really weird between us. I feel like it wouldn't make her just constantly be afraid that she's bothering me. I don't know how, I just don't know how to keep things normal, or natural. Well, if you do a good job expressing your feelings, she would totally understand. Sayori really wants to be the best that she can be for other people. I think she would actually be happy that you want to prove your friendship with her. Maybe. I feel so dumb talking to someone about how to be friends with them. It's weird and not cool. Monica shrugs. It's the literature club. Mumbles through the stifled laugh. It's not the cool club. Hey. Sorry, that just tickled me for some reason. Monica, I know you're kind of in a tough spot, and that's hard for you to really express yourself, but you really demonstrated to me that you've been great at self-reflection and critical thinking, even if it doesn't feel like that to you. And that's the most important part of being able to navigate through these things. I believe you'll find the right thing to do. Well, Suki instinctively starts to reject the compliment, but she can't find an excuse to do so. That important? Absolutely not. Gotcha. Thanks. Suki gathers her things, and she finishes her thoughts in a mumble. So glad I joined the club, even if it's weird sometimes. Monica smiles, but then Suki turns her back and walks away before waiting for Durham to reply. It was an unusual way for Suki to express her appreciation. Monica knew what she meant. It made Monica feel like everything was really going to be okay. 5-2? Sorry, 4-2? Lunchtime? Zuri usually buys her lunch and making her way to the cafeteria like any other day. Clamor and bustle of the students is drowned by Zuri's impeccable skill of zoning out. However, her imagination is momentarily interrupted by the glimpse of a familiar pink-haired girl. Hey, that's Natsuki, and everyone into the club members out around the school. Natsuki? Zuri stands on the tiptoes and waves. Natsuki, who's been walking and chatting with her friend, doesn't notice Zuri at first. Then she glances over to Zuri's direction, Zuri waves enthusiastically. Following her friend, Natsuki quickly ducks around the corner. Hey, she definitely saw me. Monica is the first to arrive in the club meeting, and Natsuki. Zuri, having glanced through the window to see Natsuki is already inside, is unable to work up enough courage to enter. Natsuki's been so distant with me. I was stupid to think she ever wanted to be friends. She only got excited because she got to share her man again. Besides that, she doesn't even like me. She should go home today. I'm sorry, but do you plan on going inside? No. Why? I'm sulking. Oh. Well, I'm sorry for bothering you, excuse me. No, don't leave me. Oh, I'll stay here then. I don't want to go in, I'm afraid of bothering Natsuki. I saw her at lunch today and I waited and called out to her, but instead of saying hi, she just ran away from me. Really? Not bad. Hey, sorry, I'm sorry. That was a joke. It sounded like something stupid that I would do. From anxiety. From anxiety? Well, I just don't like attention being drawn to myself. Oh. Well, that makes sense based on the person you are. Natsuki isn't like that at all. I thought we were friends, but it feels like every day she's trying to distance herself more instead of trying to get closer. I feel like she only was spending time with me during the club because I was reading manga. She doesn't actually want to be friends with me. Well, I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Was she in the middle of anything when you approached her? No, she was walking with her friends. With her friends? Yuri pauses for a moment. How do I put this? Sure, you're very fond of your friends, right? You always want to be spending time with them. Of course, I didn't think there was anything more important to me. I mean, the best part of my day are always with my friends. Besides that, I really hate being alone, so... You hate being alone? Yuri nods. Well, we're very different people. Here's my time alone, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I think, well, if I was trying to have alone time, and wouldn't be threatened with an interruption, then it would just not make me very happy. It doesn't have to do with Natsuki, she was already with her friends, not trying to be alone or anything. I think it's similar. Well, we're all friends in the club, but we have our own lives outside the club as well. You think about it, making new friends is some casual occurrence that happens on a daily basis. Our friendship is an invitation to intertwine with your lives together. The capacity at which each person is ready to do that might be different. There are friends you just like to have fun with together, and there are others who talk every day and share every detail of their lives with each other. I think when establishing a friendship, it's important to consider the comfort level of the other person. I mean, we don't really know much about Natsuki's life outside the club. It could be that she simply needs to make friends at her own pace rather than jump headfirst into their commitment. But that means it really was bothering her. You really wanted to be good friends with her, so treated her like one. Was it actually hurting her? I don't know, I'm sorry. My insight was really only based on what I understand of my own needs. Natsuki and I are completely different, so why was I so selfish? Even if it was true that someone's hurt her. I think I messed up. Yuri, with you, I think I was really careful to understand that your needs your needs when I was becoming friends with you. But I wasn't careful at all with Natsuki because you already seemed really social. Took control of everything instead of looking for the right balance. Then I hurt her and she doesn't want to talk to me. I can't let myself do this. So Yuri, I think that, well, there was one time you told me something about the way I saw things in my head being different from reality. Easy to automatically jump to the worst case scenario, but I think it's more likely that Natsuki doesn't harbor any ill feelings towards you. I think if you were to realistically consider the situation and how it would cause someone to feel, I'm bad at this, I'm sorry. You're a lot better than me than things like comforting and reassuring people. I think that Yuri gives Yuri a gentle hug. You're the best Yuri. I'm sorry for burdening you with this. If you're trying so hard for me, you're such a sweetheart. It's not a burden. I really enjoy listening to others. And my friends deserve happiness. Yuri beams. Well, I think I'm gonna give Natsuki some space. She should do what she wants. If she doesn't want to be friends, then I'll learn her needs, and I'll match her boundaries. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's best. I wish I didn't feel so awful and guilty. It makes me feel desperate, like I need to make it up to her by trying to make her happy. But that's not what she needs. I just have to trust myself, tell myself that. It hurts, but I guess it means it's something to grow. I really want to grow as a person. If it's to be better for my friends, I want that. Very mature, Siri. I'm mature. Siri hops up and down her toes, so does that mean you'll be going home after all? I need to be here to show her that I respect her space. I'll spend the club by myself today. Her nods understanding. You can go in first. Okay. You're blocking the door. Oh, sorry. Siri steps aside. By the way, before Yuri enters the classroom, Siri interjects. Seems like you and Asuki are completely different, but I don't really think that's true. I think you're actually really similar in a lot of ways. Yuri smiles and shakes her head. Siri, that's absurd. You're very silly sometimes. Yuri turns and enters the club room. After a moment, Siri follows. Donkey dog donk donk donkey. Club room is quiet. When Siri walks in, Asuki glances in her direction. Siri smiles and gives Asuki a quick wave before sitting down across the room. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. Siri decides it's best to continue the manga she was reading, so she pulls it out. However, looks like Asuki isn't ready to reading today. A sheet of paper in front of her and is tapping the pen against her desk, staring at it. Oh, are we writing today? Monica speaks in a quiet voice and willing to disturb the pace of the classroom. He kneels down on Suki's desk. Hey. Suki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. Sorry, I didn't mean to peek. Whatever. Just wanted to see how everything was going. It's fine. Suki replies dismissively. This is over Sayuri, who is forced to focus on her manga. Monica follows Suki's gaze. I think she's mad at me. How come? I'm busy right now. Ask me later. Monica falls silent. Suki looks back down at her paper. And she took her hand away from the top margin, allowing Monica to Sayuri. Understanding. Monica smiles. She places a hand on Suki's shoulder and whispers softly. I'm proud of you. Suki looks away but makes no motion to remove Monica's hand. Monica gives Suki's shoulder a quick squeeze before standing back up and pulling away. And the club meeting passes. Yuri has already departed. So has Monica, after checking on Sayuri and Suki to ensure they wouldn't stay too late. Sayuri was determined to finish her manga volume before heading out, since the end was approaching. However, with Suki also staying late for another reason, the silent tension hangs in the air. Finishing the volume, and Sayuri brings it to the closet to put it away. Slides it back into the shelf while Suki watches. Suki gets up and pulls it back out in order to return it to its proper location. Sorry, I didn't know where it was supposed to go. It's fine. Two fall silent again, avoiding eye contact. They both look like they're about to say something, but neither can break the silence. A moment passes. Well, I'll be on my way. See you tomorrow. Sayuri turns away to hide her pained expression, then walks away from the closet. There was any proof that Suki no longer wanted to be friends. This was it. Defeated, Sayuri carries herself out of the club room. Once in the hallway, Sayuri takes a deep breath and hits her palm against her cheeks, through her head a little. Suddenly, Natsuki's stammering voice calls from behind. Natsuki? Startled, Sayuri turns back around to face Natsuki. Natsuki fidgets anxiously and continues with a shaking voice. I have a lot of things to say. Me too. But you go first. Natsuki bites her lip and can't stay still. Well, first of all, cut yourself short, struggling to continue. Trying to force the words out, she stamps her foot and hops up and down a little. Sorry for the thing I did a lot. I'm sorry for just being kind of mean lately. Really hard for me to I'm not good at things that make me uncomfortable. Especially when it comes to late feelings and stuff. So, face burning, Natsuki climbs up a little. Instead of continuing, she simply holds up a sheet of paper, zero to take. Best place in the world. I love my bedroom. It's full of bright colors and soft things. Sunlight shines and it makes everything sparkle. It's the best place in the world. It all has my treasures, all my books, my collection, my memories. All my dreams are born in this room. It's the best place in the world. It all has all my secrets, all my failures, my fears, my feelings. Sometimes it feels so fragile that the door would break at the slightest touch. It's the best place in the world, but when someone knocks, I get scared. I brace my arms against the loose hinges. Please don't break, don't come in, I'm not ready. It's my best place in the world. Knocking won't stop. I block the door with furniture, and my eyes peek through the keyhole. I panic. I'm trapped in the best place in the world. I'm not ready to share my favorite place. I need to clean my secrets and make my bed, to hide my nightmares. I need to touch them, to put them away, to see them again. I have so much to do and I'm scared. I'm not ready, but it's still my favorite place. I still want to share it, however long it takes, if you wait patiently. I'll eventually open the door, and I'll show you the best place in the world. It's a poem. But I thought, well, I sucked it up so that I could work things out for you. So just be happy about it. Please. Siri smiles deeply from the bottom of her heart, happier than I could express. It's so awful, but I'm so happy. Thank you for doing this to me. I actually realized before the club meeting today that I had made a mistake. So caught up in the chance to get closer to you that I forgot to think about what she wanted. And that's probably have different ways that we like to make friends. About like that friendship stuff. I mean, it's okay. I understand. You don't have to force yourself to talk about it. Home did a good job. Don't force yourself if you're not ready yet, okay? Sticky nods. You don't have to feel like you did anything wrong. It's my fault, and I'm sorry. It wasn't mad at you today or anything like that. I actually felt really guilty and wanted to give you space. Feeling it was silly, just approach you all the time, and that I should let you approach me when you want to. Whenever it makes you comfortable, I respect you from now on. Friendships should always start with those things. With the right balance. Sticky nods again. I'm thinking about that. Well, I don't want to have to approach you all the time either. I want it to be balanced, like you said. Sorry, nods. I understand. Make sure to do that together then. Well, anyway, now the two of them have found common ground, Suki finds it easier to speak more freely again. I'm not going to be like sharing my poems all the time now or anything like that, but it wouldn't hurt to do that once in a while. Only the best ones. You better like them because otherwise I'm going to change my mind. I like anything you do, Natsuki. I was just saying, more importantly, to tell you about my new boyfriend. Huh? Oh, from the manga. Wait, I need to guess who it is. Definitely won't be able to guess. You walk down the hallway together. Oh my gosh, we had so much to talk about. Should have told you to save the last two chapters so I could see your reaction to the big reveal. You wanted to enjoy it with me. Oh, shush. Four more? I think? Yes, reflection. Bothering you? No. Again, just checking. Hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I'm reading here. Mainly when I'm by myself, I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. Not so bad to be social, but let me just do the work. It can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. Mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Her glances across the room to Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of the cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air. The pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Don't eat that. Maybe I should say something. No need, they're just running a cookie. What a waste. They're becoming good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. Two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had any chance to talk one-on-one, have we? Well, that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. Probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. Possibilities equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. What about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh, well, I like it that way. It was nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. I always read fantasy. Well, not always. But I need to get a glass of water. I'll keep going. I suppose it's all I read recently, but it's only because I'm in the middle of the series. So 2 more books to up to this one. It's like long books, so you will. She spent so much time reading. Fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, one that's indiscriminate genres, I read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? You like romance? Well, a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh come on, you know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. Guilty pleasure in mind, I wouldn't tell anyone if you do. Why guilty? Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely, so people were mean to me a lot. It felt kind of nice. Please don't make me think about the past. Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick up a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki. Ouch. Sorry, I didn't mean like that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past, too, you know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. Nothing wrong with growing out of things, it happens to everyone. This instance of his interest in manga remind me quite a bit of how intense it used to be of my own interest. Makes me think that she'll let me grow out of it too. Talking about me? No, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When you get into manga, Natsuki? A couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. What was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. I guess, let me think. After I discovered the series that I really liked, they really fit up with a lot of things. I got super into this one series that I was really related to. I had the edgy phase that I hated everyone around me and wanted to be myself. Kind of like Yuri. But Monica. Sorry. Completely wrong with some. So cool that you both have really found your thing. like opposites, but it sounds like you realize they helped you a lot through hard times. You know it. Hmm? What the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you're reading? Technically slightly longer, but not by much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? So we estimate by holding your hand above her head, sizing up the imaginary stack. She's one of those men that's like 50 volumes long, so that I can say I've read more than you, haha. Not that I have money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. I know, I was joking. Never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Just declared Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill, said it for me, not you. I can have my own opinion. I think it's too convoluted. Yuri, are those from the floor? Gross. Wash your hands before touching any of my books. My hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are right down there, even if you can't see them. How could I just can't not? If I touch any type of food, I'm washing my hands right after. I mean before, but it doesn't matter what it is. It could be like something in a wrapper, like a piece of like a Slim Jim. Well, that's kind of greasy, but at least in that right direction. He's wild, man. But give me one sec. Hey, my bad, I'm back. Fine, I figured we were. It's been 45 minutes. Tron's out the door, and Suki follows. You look a little upset and nervous. She had to call my boring. You correct yourself. Too condescending. I mean, if she thinks this is not for her, I already understand that it's not for everyone. Not coming through. Knows well how what was mean to me. How about just leaving me alone instead of mentally telling me the things you create about it? Sorry, Yuri. You might be right. This isn't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in the literature club, so I've started to figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books. Also, your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Well, it's time. Something that I have to think about and revisit. Sure, I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground is necessary. I just wish to be respected. Then either way, I'll do my best. Skeptical will come to Natsuki. Trust you, Monica, but skeptical. She dissed your book, I remember. Alright, everyone, we have a special club meeting today. The literature club is a place where we get to share things we're really passionate about. Also means that we should be mindful of how to respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Are you being a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. I'm sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused or something. Not accusing anyone or anything, I'm sorry if it came off that way. Conversation initially made me reflect on the power of language. I know it would be a good topic for the club to think. Sure, we're going to have differences in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep the positive atmosphere in the club. Let me say so. Sure. Cool thing about the language is it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel or receive their thought. As for poetry, narratives, like casual conversation, basically anything. For example, so what's your favorite food? We're gonna have a category. Should I start with snacks or do you mean full meals with breakfast? Oh jeez. What's your favorite fruit? Cherries. Really? But the cherries are tasting nasty. What? Cherries are delicious. Whoa, that was a pretty strong reaction. I don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. How does it make you feel? I don't know, sad? Defensive, maybe? Yeah, I got defensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction was just because I don't like cherries. Because you, don't like cherries because you felt your opinion was under attack. It's a weird right. Sometimes, like, taste is completely subjective. Say something like, I think cherries taste nasty, and sure, objective language. Objective language. Challenging answer is reality that cherries are delicious from my own, which is the cherries are nasty. Hold on. How was it objective when you just said it was your only opinion? What was your own opinion? Due to the way your brain interpret the words. Talking about the reality of one of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Siri, let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you I think cherries are nasty. Good. Or if instead I said, like, I tried cherries and they're not for me. Not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. There's no call them nasty. Nasty's a nasty word. Cherries were kind of a weird example. I think they got the point across. Time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings and so we didn't get defensive. Instead of clashing with each other, then we received an invitation to talk about our differences. And I have to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something. I know that. I was just sorry I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. Does anyone else have any thoughts so far? Maybe I shouldn't have to pull all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I'm suggesting that it's a tool to help turn differences into a positive experience, rather than an argument, right, Zuri? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Zuri actually like cherries? I'm just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped. I'm sorry, I'll make it up to you later. Cherry Sunday, what the heck? Welcome to Do Me in Time by my beloved president. Buying your people's loyalty? How deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down for Sunday, Yuri. Certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. That was, reading and not keeping track of them. That's enough meeting off topic. So talk, now that we have the gist of it, how about we try something more relative to the club? Like the manga. Try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Do you want to start? Well, I'd rather not to, no. Oh, how come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. When I start a fight, I'll be fine, that's why I'm here to moderate. Have a calm, rational discussion. Give me a little more credit. I'm not a child, you don't have to coddle my feelings. I always thought it was more respectable to just speak your mind. Respectable? Your expression changes at that word. Monica recalls being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Point of the exercise is exactly like, it's fine. Nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. For more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative, sophisticated beyond the surface level. That's just misunderstanding then. I'm gonna say that manga is for children or something, like I don't hear enough of that. Plenty of deep manga. I'm not clueless about the manga. I read my own fair share when I was younger. Are you serious? How come you never told me? Past that point in my life, and I really prefer not to revisit it. I'm more mature things now. Excuse me. Hold on, can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that the manga isn't mature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people from having different tastes than yours. That's Suki. Nobody's immature. Suki's into manga, and Yuri's the fantasy. Love them both in their own way. Alright. Well, that you like it, but I'm still finding it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Bores me, that's subjective. But, the thing about this is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was going to make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. I've got the impression that you secretly look down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. Not true at all, you're making assumptions. Can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody has the least bit of respect for things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying my own business. Look in the mirror, tell me again about respect and recall my interest in maturity. You can't. Please stop. Please. You mean the things you're saying right now? Be friends. Didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. Please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time, okay? Piercing worse in the club room into a choked silence as she gathers her words. She leaves. Holy frick. Never heard her sound like that before, so must be so angry. We weren't very nice either, so I was just saying. How did this happen? It's my fault. It wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict and know how bad I'm dealing with conflicts. It was a stupid thing for me to do. Nobody's fault, it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club's a nice person, nobody would have expected this. Guess you're sensitive about the things we really love. Brought upon herself. I don't care if you're not into the manga, but you actually look down on the people for it. On the point I was trying to make it first place. Trying to make it in the first place. Not about sugarcoating things, and not just recognizing and understanding our differences. But here's the thing about that. You actually look down on me. Look down at me. It had nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. I see why you're trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just like the way we talk to each other, right? Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. Sure, she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. I'll be fine and figure something out. I'm just saying that, like saying that instinctively. I myself up to cause more problems. It's your fault, Monica. You didn't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out, because I can just move on now. But it's fine, I promise. Let's just get our minds off this, okay? And that's a good opportunity to reach some of the manga. not having to worry about feeding your superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read the manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but at least I know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. Bound to happen eventually, as Suki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least out of everyone. This is the reason. Suru and Suki proceed to distract themselves with the manga. Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Club really have just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other. Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, she knows Suri doesn't either. But for once, the solution doesn't seem to be in sight. What was that? That's gonna be a slash marker. Okay. Simply put, it's not our job to arbitrarily decide upon some code or ethics because we were the first ones to do this, to our knowledge. That's the government job to figure it out long when we made enough headway for it no longer to apply to us. Fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to this because humanity's code of ethics is based upon reading more than our knowledge and understanding of our lifetime similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or planets, only for the creatures that we can convincingly project our emotions to. The humans in our VMs operate completely differently than from us on a fundamental level, therefore should not be taken more seriously than the machine that's programmed to print, I feel said. 81%. Odds are I'm missing some stuff in the main game. I don't think they tell you specifically, but 2 more poems, 4 more scenes, or CGs. Maybe they are all at the end. So maybe. Oh, one's added here, so I don't know how the order actually works. I'm probably missing a special one. Yeah. Okay. Secrets. Oh, these are the special ones. Okay. Backgrounds. Probably one more room. Images. Promo. Well, I'll be right back, and we'll do the last 3.